Hey everybody, so I just wanted to do a really quick recording to show you a project that I've been working on today. And this is actually something that I've done a few things of. It has to do with breadboards. So if you've ever done any prototyping, you're probably familiar with a breadboard. But I've done a bunch of workshops using a breadboard, and it's kind of confusing to a lot of children as well as adults. How the breadboard actually works and how these different holes are able to actually connect everything together. And because it's so small, especially in a classroom environment, it's very difficult to show people how the rails actually work on here and how you'd connect things together. I usually have one like this where I have the back peeled off so you can actually see the metal connectors that do connect the different positions together. But I've also made stuff like this, which is a very much scaled up version of a breadboard. This one uses banana clips, and you can see it just kind of, they're just kind of soldered together in the back. And I've used like color coordinated plugs here on another version that's currently at the Living Computers Museum that they use for some stuff. But the thing that I've really wanted to do with this for a long time is, if you've ever used fritzing, one of the things that I love about the breadboard when you're doing fritzing circuits is that you if you connect a pin to one of the holes on the breadboard, it lights up all of the other holes that's also connected to. And that's a really great way to show people how the breadboard is connected, but I've been wanting to figure out how to do that in real life, and to be able to make a breadboard where you can plug in to any one of the holes, and then it will show you which ones that's also connected to. So I don't have enough stuff to do a full breadboard. They actually use a tremendous amount of pins, but I'm going to show you this kind of proof of concept that I put together today with a bunch of things that I do have. So this is what it looks like. Basically, I am using these things, which are audio plugs, and these are pretty commonly used for doing guitar pedals, effects pedals of the guitars, a lot of audio stuff. They're very big. They are made to be plugged in over and over again, and the connectors that I'm using are these guys. So this is what one of the connectors looks like. This actually is a stereo connector, so it has 3 different pins on it, and I'm using that to my advantage to do this. So if I plug in to any one of these, you'll see now that all of those light up. And it doesn't matter which one I plug into, all of them will turn on. Any one of these will turn on one of these lights, just like this one. If I plug into any one of these, it's going to light up that row. If I plug into any one of these, it's going to light up that row. Yep. I guess it's still having a little trouble with that one, but yeah. So you get the idea. Now, where this comes in really handy is I've been taking these cables, and of course you need stuff to plug into. So I have this thing. I have a little JST connector that you can plug just a little 3.3 volt battery. And I even have a red and as close to black as I could find. So I'm going to go ahead and build a circuit with this so you can see how this kind of works. So I'm going to take my red, which is my positive, and I'm going to make this the positive rails. And now I'm going to take my negative and I'm going to plug it into this one, and now you can see this one is my positive, this one is my negative, and then I have an LED. Now, this LED, it does have one long leg and one short leg with this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to plug the short leg into here. Now notice when I plug it in, it's already been selected, so it doesn't do anything. But now I'm going to plug this one into here, and now it shows that all of those are selected. And then I'm going to take a jumper, and I'm going to plug it in from here, and I'm going to plug it into here, and there you go. You can see the LED lights up. So this is really cool. I've had this hardware around for a while, and I kind of thought I could get this to work this way to hopefully be able to create a really big version of a breadboard that kids can play with and do like an exhibit for a museum at some point, or even just some sort of learning, something to help teachers teach students how to do things on a breadboard, so that way they can take that and they can go down to this little guy right here and have no problem being able to build their prototyping circuits. So yeah, that's kind of, I've had the hardware sitting in a box here in my workshop for a little while, and I just decided to see what I could do to get at least a little bit of it working. It is pretty expensive to get these things. I know it doesn't look like that much, but these things, I think I was getting them at like 10 cents each. But when you're looking at a breadboard, I think it's several hundred of these that I would need in order to make even a small size breadboard like this. It's definitely a project that I really want to do, as well as being able to make large components that are to scale with this size breadboard using these wires. These wires, like I said, they're used a lot with guitar pedal stuff. These are silicon wires, so I did want to get something that's really tough. And then another thing I'd like to do with this is to actually get different colors in there, so that you can actually tell a little bit more, like, if this is the power rail, that's going to be red when you plug in something into that, and maybe have it alternate colors so you can see even further like which ones are going to be which. But yeah, hopefully someday I'll be able to build a much larger version if I can get someone to actually help me out with making that a reality. But in the meantime, I thought I'd show this off and how cool this is and how easy this makes it to learn how a breadboard works. So you can see I'm going to pull everything out, and then it goes back to not being lit up. So that's what I got today. Thank you guys so much for checking it out, and hopefully I'll get a chance to do more projects like this here in the near future. But have a great day.